See the title. I just want to make this a little bit of a discussion piece, sort of, and well, give my thoughts. Like nothing too crazy, but why I think like Cold War is the best Call of Duty to come out in modern history. But I mean by that, like basically, like we could call like the golden era, like World at War to Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 was the blast of the great Call of Duties. Up until then, they've been very mediocre. I liked Advanced Warfare. Ghost was it was fairly bad, but you know what? I think we give it a lot more smack than for what it was actually, whatever. I think looking back, I think it had a pretty good perk system. Yeah, getting to the point. But again, regardless of what you say, everyone knows like Black Ops 2 before was like the best CODs, right? And then we just never reached that quality again. I'm here to convince you why I think Cold War is to their level, if not maybe even surpassed it. Now, first thing I want to start off with any COD game is that it has a campaign. That alone already puts it above so many. Like, let's think, in the modern state of Call of Duty, is that just having a campaign is like a luxury. Look no further than Black Ops 4. But not only that it has a campaign, it's not trash. Like, in a lot of senses, it's not fucking garbage. So boom, already a past Vanguard and all these other ones. So next point for the story mode, it does something different. I will give this, I think Infinite Warfare had actually a pretty good story. And I think it followed its suits where you don't just simply go through like a linear story as you would with any COD. It actually has like a little mini hub area where you can go and kind of like play investigator a little bit with the little board and whatnot. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I mean, you get it right after the first mission, and I really loved it. It was a super engaging way, and I think it might be dumbed down compared to Infinite Warfare, but I think for the average Call of Duty player, this might be what they wanted. Maybe with Infinite Warfare, they thought it was too much. Again, I haven't played it. Or my bad, is it Infinite Warfare? Yeah, I haven't played Infinite Warfare yet. But another thing that the Cold War story does, besides like I said, that little mini area, and you can also, there's like little secret, like almost an Easter egg. Like, it's so nice to see so much effort put into like a little area than just the mode. And you can even find other story modes if you piece things together by finding intel from previous missions and piecing things together. And never have I seen like so many people, like I know YouTube comment, I even looked one up myself, only one, but I put the effort. But I was looking at the comments, and it was so nice and refreshing to see people put this much effort and actually go back to having to search stuff, because I feel Call of Duty has lost that in recent memory, honestly. Especially with like modern zombies is garbage. Again, that's a different part of this conversation. But yeah, and another thing, lastly, that I feel a lot of CODs have lacked is past the Black Ops 2 era. It's interesting. It's actually interesting. Every other COD's like, oh, but even Infinite Warfare's kind of like, don't get. This is actually almost like a spiritual successor. The story literally takes place after Black Ops 1. And I would say, outside of, I would say some of the voice acting, obviously, I don't think they have the original voice actor for me, and I could be wrong. Enough came with Woods because of Black Ops 2. Yeah, no, so obviously it has classic characters, and I think it did a really great job. I wouldn't say it's peak. My biggest complaint is, I think, a bit of the censorship. The Vietnam segment has nothing on the original Black Ops. It's a huge disappointment in that sense. And I think that's something Call of Duty has really lacked lately, and I think Cold War does not escape that with its really egregious censorship and afraid to, go past the bars like the classic Call of Duty did. But regardless, it still did feel a bit like Vietnam. I just feel like the gore and gruesomeness could have been a much, like, it felt like a 6 or a 5 at best when it was like an 11 or a 10 in goddamn, the first Black Ops. Again, not somewhere super crazy about gore or anything. It's not my cup of tea. I hate senseless gore. But I mean, it's goddamn Vietnam, and I feel like to a certain sense, for the historical accuracy. I mean, I know it's COD. I'm talking about historical accuracy, but it's something that I value in a game when they actually give a fuck about representing, even if it's an action movie, the historical accurate parts of those things, not just empty-less magazine, the commando or some shit. It's nice when they do add those little elements that really did happen. I feel like it's a bit of an insult to just ignore shit like that. And this one, I think, outside of the censorship, it didn't do anything egregious like World War II did, where they fucking... Or I think this one does to a degree, so I'll give it smack for that. But I just feel more offended when you just negligently, do not represent history accurately and do stupid thing like putting sights on World War II weapons. It's like, dude, that's goofy. That's one of the reasons I can't stand World War II or Vanguard. It really pisses me off as someone who's a, big historian for, like, World War II shit. It feels like you're kind of spitting at the face of veterans. But anyways, that's a whole mini tangent why I don't like the modern World War games. But yeah, and lastly, I would say the missions are very well. They're super well structured with the stealth, consequences, and even the multi-choice. Like, nothing crazy, like maybe like 1 or 2 and then 3. And then there's even like there's different alternate endings depending on how you do. And it, honestly, I feel like it did a better job than Black Ops 2 did. So yeah, the story mode, super solid. I highly recommend it. Really enjoyable, and I even played it twice. Like, And I haven't done that in years. Seriously, so the campaign's probably arguably one of the best. And that matters a lot, because that, believe it or not, a lot of people do play COD for the campaign. Whether you like it or not, whatever, not everyone's a filthy sweat and all multiplayer, including myself. Like, yeah, I'm a sweat. I immediately go to the fucking single player so I can get used to the game. Why else? Makes sense, and it's there, free content. Why would I not play it? Now, second thing why this game is fucking amazing, so we already discussed this, the goddamn multiplayer, the zombies. Anyone knows it's a great video, feel free to check it out. It should be linked in my other video where I discuss where I rate the zombies games, and anyone knows I've rated Call of Duty Cold War fairly high, like easily an S tier. I don't know if I'd say it's the best, but it's pretty close. And why is that? Again, similar with how I said with Black Ops, it feels like a spiritual successor to Black Ops. Actually, this whole game, like story mode, multiplayer, zombies, it feels like this is what should have came out before Black Ops 2. That's how this fucking feels like. And we can go to the zombies. Long story short, you can go check out that video, right? Hopefully I can post the link below and put it at the end of this video. But something about zombies that got really whack and it started with Black Ops 2 is the over Easter eggification of the game and making things complicated, yada, like I hate bobblegum, this, and that. Now, some people might think, oh, but it has the crystal things. Hold up, here's where it's different. Let me break down why the thing that it does have is nowhere near as complicated as what it does. First of all, you can do it right at the start. This little mod thing, you do not have to deal and learn with it while you're having zombies down your back. That's super really annoying. I like when COD games, zombies games, if they did introduce, they found a great smart way to slowly introduce you something like Asylum. That was a bitch map, but it did a great way of slowly pacing out and teaching you the mechanics. Whereas modern CODs almost want you to assume you know every single little mechanic and are willing to know life and yada yada, like bobblegum, and it's like, dude, fuck all that. And then on top of that, you have these stupid Easter eggs in the map. They're super complicated. No, fuck that shit. Here, from the start, you're like, you know, you may not even, you'll play and you're like, wait, what's this, right? You press L1, R2 or some bullshit, and you're like, oh, okay, I forget what it is. And you realize immediately it's easy, like, oh, I can heal or something. And then you go back and look at your ammo mods and you're like, ah, and then you have something tangible to work on to get better rounds. And we'll return to that one, why I want to say this a bit. But yeah, so it's little special perk things outside of, you know, like speed cola and everything. Not even that complicated. Not in the slightest. Anyone can get it. And I love that you have no special conditions. Just play the game and boom, you will have it at the bottom of the screen and you can choose when you want to use it. I love that. Absolute freedom. No, and here's the perks, right? Nothing too crazy. There are some extra perks they added, but again, I like it because it's something past what you've already established. And again, you could just look, and what's great, you can even upgrade that shit too. Beautiful. But, oh my bad, it's the field upgrades. The ammo mods are something different, my bad. I don't know why I went to ammo mods. Ammo mods is something that goes along with packet punching. And again, you could see it right there. Not that hard, not that complicated. And heck, for them, I'm gonna be honest, for the first playthroughs, I ignored the ammo mods. And I like it when you can ignore certain mechanics and you don't get cucked by it. You know? And it's like a bonus. But yeah, you see, you got Frost, and none of them are particularly bad. So again, you can have people be like, yo, I'm gonna be someone who focuses on freezing. I'll set down, you know, I'll be the healer. I'll be the guy who can distract. I'll be the guy who can pick people up by, like, you know, going through people. Nothing too crazy, right? And let me get into the main thing that I think that what Cold War has done that I think every zombie should have been doing past Black Ops 2. I'm surprised Black Ops 2 didn't do this. Weapon classes. Some people might think it's a bit stupid. I mean, and again, you can upgrade it too, but I don't want to get too in depth on why I love the fucking goddamn. So you can create a class. People are like, oh, immediately people are guaranteed. You're like, oh, this is broken. This is stupid. They're making it easy. Zombies has been getting easier past Advanced Warfare. That's for sure. I can't disagree with that. And this might be the peak of it. Like, oh man, I could just come in with a rocket launcher, MLG, round start. Here's the thing, why it's not broken and why I think it's great. First, obviously, it's great because player choice. You can choose whatever you want. You are the one who chooses how difficult you want it to. If someone wants it to be easier for them, that's fine. I'm not opposed to that. You know? I mean, as long as it doesn't affect the overall, like, skill up for the rest of us, right? But, anyways, you can choose whatever gun you want. But here's the thing. The game has an in-game leveling weapon system. So you know how when you go in old COD zombies, you start with, like, a handgun or some bullshit, right? And all the weapon walls are pretty weak as shit. And then you would progress, you just get better weapons. It's kind of the same thing, except now there's like a whole, like, especially, I'm assuming a lot of you play Fortnite, it's goddamn COD. The guns now have, like, almost like an RPG, they're leveling. You get, I forget what the colors are because they're really dumb. I think it's like, what? Anyways, your starting gun is like, I think red or something, and then the next one is blue, then green. I'm sorry, I forget. I play this game a lot and I forget the coloring. I play too many RPGs like fucking Monster Hunter and shit, so the colors are all over the place. Neo, so forgive me, but regardless. So the shotgun you have is basically, it might be like, oh, level 31, you have all the perks and everything, right? And it's a goddamn shotgun. But it is like base shotgun. The weapons off the wall you buy, it's like almost like take the damage of that gun and times it by 2. You know, so the colors represent how much more damage they do normally. So you can pick your favorite gun, do good for a couple rounds, stay around for 3. Heck, there's even an achievement for staying, I think, 15 rounds in the base area, and it's totally doable because it's a great way to train. And I mean, dude, if you're going with like an LMG or a shotgun, totally doable. And then you buy a wall, like you literally buy a handgun. That's technically weaker than a shotgun, but because it's off the wall, it's gonna be better than your starting weapon. And I think it's nice. You don't have your starting weapon isn't complete garbage. You can be whatever you want. But here's the real reason, right? So obviously, the further you go, the better the wall weapons are. But at the end of the day, you always know you go for the mystery box. But and that's the best part too. Say what if the gun you have is just working way better than the shitty gun in the mystery box? Boom, you can keep the gun you got. Oh, and then lastly, as far as back and punch, I don't want to say too much. You can even upgrade your weapon. So if you really hate having to pick, there's a gun that's not off the wall and you want to do your run specifically, and you're willing to waste a punch, you could just pack a punch your goddamn shotgun to be like a blue level shotgun. Super sick. I love that. I just love the freedom of this goddamn game. It's not like fucking the other Call of Duties where it's like, oh, the freedom, dude. It's just a bunch of random bullshit that I never asked for. You know? This actually has freedom in the way I want it to. Not a bunch of weird ass perks, nothing. No. Pure focused gameplay. But getting back to what I was alluding to earlier, what was I talking about? It was the shotgun, right? So I said the shotgun, and we covered the special things. Yeah, like the zombies alone, I'm probably gonna spend a good minute about. Like, I actually really like the zombies. I have like 24 hours in the multiplayer and the goddamn zombies. Let that sink in. I haven't played that much Call of Duty in years. People are like, oh, that's very weak. Yeah, because I'm not like a Call of Duty like weirdo or sweat. So I'm probably represent the average player base, you know. The maps aren't stupid. They're not ridiculously dumb, and a lot of them are free. I gotta mention that. I mean, dude, the first map is literally basic. No, it's literally goddamn. It's Kino der Ton from like World at War. It's literally just Kino der Ton, and you get to be in the outside. This is what I mean. It feels like a spiritual successor. It's going off of like the old. It feels like the lore feels like it's totally taking place after what happened at World at War and Black Ops 1. And mind you, I never played any of the DLC, so it feels perfectly fine. I don't know too much how people this and that. And I remember someone said, oh, it has no soul. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? This feels like it has the most soul out of any COD zombies I've ever fucking played. Doesn't feel overly convoluted, and then when it does go to you go to the ether, it's super simple. You just destroy crystals, and then you have Weaver, you know, a Call of Duty Black Ops character, talk to you over to a phone. Like, it doesn't feel like they just spill things out to you. There's still things in the mystery that you have to figure out, like, yo, why there's this one room, and you're like, what the hell's going on there? Why is it glowing? It has like a nice balance of telling you what's up, catching you up to date, and then having some stuff. But what I love about the map design is it doesn't do the shit the other, like, it's super simple. It's something that's familiar in it, but fresh at the same time, and it assumes that you have never played a zombies game before. Like, the design, it's like guiding new players, and I fucking love that. No overly complex bullshit, no annoying stupid shit, no mandatory fucking Easter egg. You could just play it like a classic zombies game. And here's the thing to boot: you could just evacuate whenever you want, and then boom, you get a bonus. You get extra points for evacuating, because at the end of the day, you know, some people just don't want to go. They want to have like a tangible goal. I think it's perfect between people who want to survive forever and people who want an actual ending for something. And that's one of the reasons I love Killing Floor, because you can actually feasibly end somewhere, right? So for some of you who've never even liked zombies, bro, boom. And there's even, oh, you could play some maps and it's basically just survival, so it's not even just traditional. Then they brought Dead Ops back. I'm a huge fan of that. Who may not know, I like Dead Ops from Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. Like, it's such a super fun game, and I love that it's like 4 players. I think it's 4 players in here as well. Always a huge bonus. Great fun party game. Like you said, they got Onslaught, Containment, some extra shit. But I generally tend to focus on just the most classic, and I always go in one map. And then, oh, the other maps are fucking great. It's like, it feels like the DLC that you would have gone from Black Ops 1 or even Black Ops 2, honestly. But not as stupid as Black Ops 2. And then lastly, about the creative class going by, that I hold it for last, is that, so as I was discussing with these things, you will know, do you know how the meme with Quagmire is like, oh, you don't win, you just get better, a bit better every time. Bro, you can just always upgrade this, maybe do a different run, whatever, and then it gets a bit piss brain dead easy, if that makes sense. But anyways, oh, and by the way, you even get to go to the ship that is in the cutscene. Fun bonus fact about from Kino der Toten and World at War. But anyways, you guys might notice I have the levels for all these guns. If you're too scared to play multiplayer, you just want to play zombies and hate leveling up your weapons, when you pick a gun in here in zombies and you level it, like you literally play it, it'll level up the more you kill zombies. You can then take your leveled up gun, go to multiplayer, go to create a class, and then literally start putting parts that you unlocked because you played zombies. I think that's absolutely genius. The fact you could play multiplayer, or more importantly, obviously zombies. I think that's more applicable. And then upgrade your weapon, and it applies to both. Genius, absolutely genius. Just gets rid of any and all grinding. Makes it's a quality of life. Like, it really is. And remember, like I said, it doesn't even break the zombies. If anything, you feel great. Like, yeah, like, you know, the beginning rounds can get a grind, but once you get it, oh, okay, I get it. You know, and if you want, you can make it harder. You can just pick a different gun and then upgrade that. And then boom, take that fucking gun into multiplayer. Be like, ha 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 ha. You know, be your first match of fucking multiplayer. But you played so much zombies that you could have like your AK-47 with like every single like best perk, and then you just start clapping noobs, right? And then yeah, that's just zombies. Zombies is god tier. It's one of the best. I think it might be my personal favorite zombies out of all the CODs next to fucking Advanced Warfare. Now let's get into the multiplayer. I will get into the faults of the game, by the way. Now the multiplayer, I'm gonna be honest, I've always been more of a Black Ops multiplayer style person, never a big fan of Modern Warfare 2s, and this just feels, again, I say it time and time again, spiritual successor to goddamn Black Ops 1. Not even 2, 1. I can't really describe him. I'm not the most, you know, 360 no-scope kind of guy. But, yeah, no, the multiplayer is fucking just amazing. I can't say too much. I like the perks. I like this. The map, oh, some of the maps are really fucking great. Absolutely love some of the maps, especially like the big one with the 2 boats going across. I thought that was nice. And you can go into the water. And the graphics are nice too. I can't say too much, and obviously they brought back all the modes. It's Call of Duty, right? Like if there's, I can't say too much. It's just that it's one of those things, like when it comes to modes and everything, they've always maybe introduced one new thing. Modern Warfare was really nice at first. I love Modern Warfare, right? But then later it just, Modern Warfare's problem, let's compare to Modern Warfare, right? Modern Warfare's problem was it was trying so hard to be like tactical. And at first it worked, but then when people realized you could just still run around like it's COD, then it just became really annoying. It became like a conflict of a tactical shooter and then an arcade runner. But at the end of the day, Call of Duty is just an arcade runner. Cold War embraces that. And a lot of people, oh, it's a downgrade. Oh, you can't do the sprint or the peak. Dude, that shit was pointless anyway. Cold War got rid of all the fluff of Modern Warfare and just focused. No, we're a Call of Duty game. We know exactly who we are. We're all about the dolphin dives, the 360 no scopes. Like, we ain't out here trying to be all real. And I'm with it. I'm fucking with it. And that's one of the reasons I love it out of all the, you know, we could say maybe 3rd generation COD games. Because it embraces that it's a Call of Duty game. It's not trying to sit here and fool you to think that it's goddamn a wannabe booty water version of fucking Arma, right? And yeah, I like the time to kill. I don't think it's the best. And also another thing is that single shot weapons aren't garbage. I feel like submachine guns aren't pure meta. I mean, they still are. After Black Ops 2, submachine guns are still the meta. But I feel in Black Ops 2, personally, they're not the fucking worst. Like, you could still run shit. Oh, the shotguns aren't garbage in here. That's a bonus. Like, shotguns have been garbage thanks to Black Ops 2. Assault rifles are actually fucking good. Snipers, well, they're snipers. They're like almost never trash. But at least quick scoping isn't nerfed like in Black Ops 1. So I feel overall, if there's like a weapon class you're a fan of, this Call of Duty has not gutted it whatsoever, and it has a great combination with its perks. I love the perk system. I don't think it's maybe the greatest, but I think it's awesome. And then of course we got Infected, classic modes. I mean, outside of those things that I can mention, I'm the most hardcore Call of Duty player. Modern Warfare was fun for a bit, then it just got really fucking annoying. Modern Warfare 2, I'm just like, whatever. It's just more of the same shit. I don't care. I'm not paying $60 for that. Oh, also, it's the first one that support 120 FPS. Well, I think Modern Warfare added as an update. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, it's just regular COD. If you played maybe 1 and really enjoyed it, this one might not be that different. So it might not be your cup of tea. So if you didn't like Black Ops that much, you might not like Cold War. And yeah, that's why I think Cold War is probably one of the... And like, everyone's hearing this, like, okay, this sounds pretty standard to the mill every time they release a new one. Yeah, but this happens to tick all the right boxes for me personally, right? This might be someone like... I heard a lot of people that really don't like it. So let me get into, you know, kind of wrapping up this video. I think its faults for sure is that this was the first COD to come out during COVID, and it shows, because this is the biggest personal fault I have, is this game is not like functioning. It's not finished, in my opinion. It's not a complete game. It has bugs, problems. Like, out of all the CODs I've played, this has the most bugs and problems I've ever seen. Like, literally, even to this day, co-op is, or not co-op, but split screen is basically unplayable. Like, it really is. Like, if you play base PS4, don't do that to yourself. Like, Black Ops 4 was ass, but you know what? I'll deal with the PS2 graphics as long as I can play with a friend and have fun, right? And at 30 FPS. This shit's even worse. Like, it'll try to run 1080, 60. It shouldn't, though. And the amount of times this game crashes when you play split screen, it doesn't matter if it's multiplayer or zombies, it's so consistent. And PS4 Pro, it's not as bad. The PS5, it's probably the most playable, but it still doesn't solve the problem. PC might be better. I don't know. I have the PC version, by the way. Let that sink in. I like this game so much. I own it 3 fucking times. Let that sink in, too. You think I put my money where my mouth is. Now, another problem that's been popping up since the Modern Warfare that is of like, I'll say this much: I'm a fighting game player, and we all know that I'm a huge fan of skill-based matchmaking. And people don't realize that skill-based matchmaking has been in shooters and in all kinds of games since like the 90s, the late 90s. So it's nothing new. So if you're saying, oh, skill-based matchmaking is bad, you're an idiot. You've benefited from skill-based matchmaking this whole time and never realized it. The main thing that really problem is that people are just super sweats, and that the people even who are lower their skill level are also still sweats. So my whole advice is just stop being a fucking sweat. Just play for fun. Stop using meta weapons. So shut the fuck up. But second, no, there is an actual problem. I will say there is some truth to the complaining. The skill-based matchmaking isn't the problem, it's just overtuned. Anyone who actually sits down and have a conversation about skill-based matchmaking within the COD community, it is overtuned. Like, it really is. Like, here's what I mean. Like, it's bad. Fuck the sweats. Y'all need to go play something else. What's bad is for people like me or lower level players. And we've gotten the brunt end of it. Way worse than the fucking sweats. Those guys just need to shut the fuck up and play something different. It's that you could do good for one match and immediately it's like, oh man, it'll start putting you in ranks way higher than you have any business being. And I agree too that I feel like those kinds of things should be reserved for like ranked modes. And to me, isn't that what the point of ranked is? Like in Street Fighter, if you're like a bronze player and then you go to casual match, it's gonna put you with bronze players. I don't understand how Call of Duty never figured out skill-based matchmaking. Like, you know, it's so weird. I don't get it. And how the way they're doing it now, it would make sense if someone didn't play ranked. You get what I'm saying? Like, do how Street Fighter 6 has it right now. You do your placement matches, and then once you're in your rank, and then you go play casual matches, it's gonna start just pairing you up with only people of your rank. Boom, done. Skill-based matchmaking solved. Like, because we have rank now. And what if they might be smart? Like, you could just face them up against like the top of their rank, and that's it. Don't make them any further. Because here's the thing: sweats are always gonna care about rank, so there's no way in hell they're gonna smurf. Too many sweats care way too much about rank. Like, to me, it's like if someone wants to sit there, like the only people who really smurf are people who are mid-level who aren't even that good in the first place, you know. And even then, guess what? Those people are still gonna get caught by people lower than them. There's a reason they're fighting people underneath their rank, right? Smurfing's more of a problem with like you could say like gold and like maybe people who barely got past gold, or people who are like top silver and struggle in gold. People like lower level people obviously can't smurf, and the high pro, like, dude, they don't give a fuck about smurfing. They just want to play, you know. But yeah, no, so the skill-based matchmaking is way too auto-tuned. Like, you win one match, boom, you get to play goddamn FaZe Clan for no reason, right? It's really fucking weird. And I think that's one of the most annoying things. And to me, I don't mind facing people at my skill level. Just the problem is, like, dude, I don't play religiously like that. So it has my, say I won like 10 matches early, I come back in like a year. Bro, I'm not that good anymore, what the fuck? But yeah, so there is a problem with the skill-based matchmaking. It's not just people bitching at the clouds, right? You know, shaking their hands. Like, no, there's a genuine problem with the skill-based matchmaking. There really fucking is. It's way too overtuned. Way too overtuned. And we have rank. Like, why don't you just do what Street Fighter does? And like I said, so, and the game just isn't completely finished. It looks like ass on PS4. PS4 Pro is like the only way to play. But I think that was just coming. But it just isn't a complete game. It could have been a lot more optimized. I think, not a secret. This is just COD. I think the skins, and I mean, I have some clearly. But I think a lot of the COD store is just bullshit. I think it's stupid. But I think it's not the least egregious. Probably, maybe. I don't know. But, dude, really, like, $20 fucking for skins? That's insane. I got all my shit out for fucking sale, bro. I ain't paying full price for none of this shit, bro. I paid for sale for COD points, bro. And yeah, that's about it. That's the biggest flaws I have for this game. Honestly, it's just those two, the skill-based matchmaking and the fact that it isn't a fully functioning game, especially for split screen. And it still has problems and bugs to this day. Not super severe, but I would definitely not consider it the highest quality COD at all. Like, in year, like, and that really sucks to say, honestly. Like, it's my favorite one, but as a product, not as a product, but as, I mean a product in the sense, like, obviously not a full package. Like, you know, it has multiplayer, zombies, and campaign, and none of them suck ass. You know, and it's full feature-length content, free DLC, you know, boom. This game can, like, like I said, this is the only modern COD I play, so enough said. But it really sucks that as, like, you know, it's, you know, people say, oh, it's broken, it's broken. No, Cold War is genuinely actually broken. Like, nothing to an enraging degree. I don't play competitive, but I'm pretty sure maybe competitive players can say, like, there's a glitch or something. Kind of like with Street Fighter 6 right now, there's an input detecting problem that they still haven't patched, by the way. And I guarantee you there might be a problem with Cold War that has never been patched. Or who knows, maybe a pro player never even ran into it. It's really hard to get into the full meta of a game when you only have, like, a year till the next one comes out. So, if I'm being honest, I think maybe a lot of COD players can agree that the meta doesn't truly progress past where the state is. Maybe there's a stalemate too, right? Because it's COD, it's only so far. But you really can't truly push the envelope if you only have a year and you're just going to pick meta and never go past that meta, right? you know, you might find out there's like a secret tech or some bullshit. And I guarantee you Cold War's probably got some bullshit. Like when your code is as tweaky as it is, it has some. Just look at Skyrim, that shit's busted as fuck. People still find glitches to this day, you know? But I will say for the average player, a lot of it won't hinder you, especially now. The biggest reason I made this because it's on Plus right now as we're speaking. That's why I'm playing right now. And yeah, that's it. Those are just my thoughts on why I think Call of Duty Cold War is one of the best CODs of the modern era, you know? This is what, going on 26 minutes? Thank you guys, everyone, for sticking around and watching this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know this is a super long one, but I felt it was worth saying. You know, just wanted to get my thoughts out. And yeah, feel free to stick around in my channel. I have beginners tutorial videos for Street Fighter 6. I do other content and yada yada. I like doing talking topics like this every now and then. This is probably the longest one I made so far, but I have a lot to say about Call of Duty. I will make another one probably if I really get a lot of demand and likes for this one, then I'll make a follow-up, maybe my whole thoughts on the whole Call of Duty series, or maybe just every Call of Duty in general. I do plan on playing every Call of Duty back to back. That I have literally 2 right now, just vibing there, and I have the rest. Like I have like 3 copies of Black Ops or Black Ops 2, and I have it on PC and Xbox 360 with the DLC. Like I'm a very big casual Call of Duty fan. You know, I'm not super hardcore. I don't really play competitive, but I have fun. You know. But yeah, man, thanks everyone for watching. Sorry for taking so long, and remember, every day is great when you're chibi.